Buying a house is stressful. Ask these questions to your future real estate agent to make sure that the process can be as smooth as possible. Question number one: how long have they worked in real estate? Are you working with someone who is brand new and has just learned everything they need to know about real estate in the past 6 months to a year? Or are you working with someone who's been in the industry for 40 years and learned all of that a long, long decades ago, and maybe doesn't know about some newer things that are happening? Or are you working with someone in the middle? Really, you just want to know how long they've been in real estate to know that. It's a number. Age is a number. How long you've been in real estate is a number. You're going to ask all of these questions, and all of these questions are going to give you a good feel for the person. Also, by the way, I'm Rose Cabral, real estate change agent, and my goal is to demystify real estate for you. So let's go ahead and get it back into these questions that you're going to ask. I want you to have your notepad and your pen, and I want you to write down these questions and ask the agents these questions when you interview them. Number two, I want you to ask the agent how they stay informed about new laws and changes that are happening in the industry. Last year, 2024, we saw a transformation of the real estate industry. It happened quick and it happened fast, and a lot of people thought it wasn't going to happen that fast. So, you want to know if your real estate agent is keeping up to date with all of these changes. I'm recording this in January of 2025, and we just had new forms changes 2 weeks ago, and they happen continuously through the year. So you want to make sure that you're working with an agent who stays up to date with these form changes, who is getting legal updates so that they are protecting you as their client. Number three, why did they decide to become a real estate agent? This is my favorite question. And whenever I meet a real estate agent, I ask them this question. Just because I want to know. It tells me a lot about a person, why they decided to do something. Did they decide to do it because they thought they were going to make a bunch of money? Cool. Or did they decide to do it because they wanted to change and transform their community and help people become homeowners? That's why I did it. But however they answer the question, again, will give you some insight into them as a person. Next question. What neighborhoods do you usually work in? So, when you're buying a house, you want to make sure that your agent has some familiarity with the areas that you want to live in. And you may already know where you want to live, especially if you've done kind of some visualizing and driving around, checking out neighborhoods. You might know where you want to be, or you might not know where you want to be, and you might want an agent who has the information and knowledge about different areas. Maybe you're moving from out of state to a different state, and you want to know if a certain neighborhood that you like in your current state, if there's a match for it in your future state. So, an agent can help you if they have knowledge about different neighborhoods and areas. Now, caution here, I am in California, so I am licensed in California, the whole state of California. I can sell houses. However, I am hesitant to sell houses in most of the state because I live in Sacramento, California. So I try to stay around Sacramento, California because I know those neighborhoods, I know those areas, I know what special forms are required and disclosures are required in each neighborhood and city around Sacramento, whereas I might not know as much information about the areas of LA and different neighborhoods in LA. So I would refer somebody to a different agent that I know and trust down in LA, um, in rather than try to sell a house down in LA. Um, Also, there's logistics of, like it's 500 miles away. So Uh, a good question to ask is where the agent specializes in, what neighborhoods, and see if those are the neighborhoods where you want to live or that you're kind of considering living in. Then that people are always thinking about is how someone gets paid. So you can ask the agent how they get paid. You can ask them what their compensation rate is. And knowing that all of this is negotiable in real estate, compensation, also known as commission, is always negotiable. Ask them that, see what they say again, give you good insight into uh, how they are as a person. Talking about money. Money can be awkward. Some people don't want to talk about it. It's it's part of the transaction, it's part of the relationship, and so it's good to find an agent that will tell you about it and be straightforward and upfront about who gets paid and how they get paid and when and why and all of those things regarding payment. Question that you want to ask is how many clients are they working with? If you are a buyer and they are working with 20 other buyers at the same time, you want to know that and you want to know if they're able to give everyone the attention that they need. Alternatively, if you're working with a new agent and they don't have any clients or they have one client, and you're going to be their second client, then you're going to have all their attention and you are going to be able to hopefully get a hold of them whenever you need to. And so just thinking about the capacity that they have and asking them if they have a usual number of clients that they work with so that you know if they're going to have time for you and if they're going to be able to show you houses when you need to go see them. Final question I will say is, can you provide client recommendations? There is nothing better than talking to somebody else who has worked with that agent and getting their input and their insight about how it was to work with them. And I would call that person, or the people that they give you, I would call them and I would ask these similar questions. How was it like working with them? Um, how long did they work with them? What was the process like? What was the negotiating process like? Because that's usually one of the more stressful periods of time in a real estate transaction. Would they work with them again? That's a good question to ask. 8 questions you can ask when you are interviewing your real estate agents. And I recommend interviewing more than one agent because you will see when you interview them, you will see the differences and you will learn something. You will, even if you interview somebody and you're like, this is definitely not a match, you will probably learn something from that person. You'll learn what you don't want in a real estate agent, or you'll interview a real estate agent and you'll feel very aligned and you'll want to work with them. There are a lot of types of agents, and just like I am not the agent for everyone, are people and clients that I love, and they call me a unicorn agent because we are very aligned and we have similar values. And so find the agent that you feel the most comfortable with, because again, this will be a very stressful process. And the goal of the agent, or the agent's job from my perspective, is to help that process be less stressful, maybe even a little bit fun, and as smooth as possible, because this is a very big expense and you want someone you can trust. Congratulations on taking a step towards buying your home or your next spot. And I hope that these questions help you. Please subscribe to my channel if you found this helpful. I like to demystify real estate, and my goal is to post a lot of information on here, behind the scenes real estate, so that we can disrupt the real estate industry and help as many people become homeowners as possible. So Thank you for being here, and I will see you next time.